Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, gonna bring you guys my pull week video for last week's books, coming out a little bit late. I was busy all weekend. I was out of town, so didn't get to read my books until today. And I've got 5 books to review, and I liked them all a lot, like big time. I liked all these books, and so yeah. But if you're not familiar with my videos, I review the books from least like to pick of the week. But like I said, every book was really good, so take that for what you will. Anyways, first book is Ghost Rider issue number 6. Starting the new arc in this book. The things that I really liked were that after Ghost Rider pretty much saves the day, and after the Mr. Hyde, the Dr. Zabo Mr. Hyde fight, which are calling like the Hill Rock Valley something war or something. After pretty much Ghost Rider saves the day at the end of the last arc, Robbie is just starts using the Spirit of Vengeance, Eli, as a means of making money. So he's just doing street races, and he's arguing a lot with the Spirit of Vengeance, because Eli only wants to fight criminals and punish criminals, while Robbie's using the Spirit of Vengeance as a means to make money and help out his brother Gabe and himself and make a better life for them. So they're definitely at odds, and it's getting a lot more intense. They're kind of a bitter relationship. I can see that forming into a really big issue later on in this book, which is going to be really cool to see. And then other than that, it's just a good family kind of issue. Just seeing kind of the world that we have in this book. Not too much is really established besides the kind of bad relationship Robbie has with Eli, but then also we're kind of setting up another arc featuring Dr. Zabo and Mr. Hyde, and he's kind of recruiting Guero, who is kind of Robbie's, I guess you would say, nemesis in his high school, kind of a bully that picks on Gabe and kind of, fights Robbie a lot. There's some escalating tensions with him and his kind of crew of people, and we're not done seeing, this kind of pink pills making everybody into monsters kind of story. So, though the first arc is ended, the effects are still being felt in this issue and probably for further issues. So that should be really cool. And yeah, so Ghost Rider issue number 6 was a really fun book. Next book is Nova issue number 20. This wraps up an arc featuring Rocket Raccoon, and I'm thinking wraps up the original Sin stuff for this book as well. What had happened was that Sam had a vision where he saw his dad as a Nova, one of the Black Novas, killing another Nova after the Watcher's eye blew up in New York, and everybody saw kind of like these secrets or memories. So he saw his dad killing somebody, and so he goes to space looking for answers, and he is teamed up with Rocket Raccoon, and on his quest for looking for answers, he meets with a former Black Nova named Adamix or Adamax, some weird alien dude who kind of he ends up poisoning both Rocket and Sam. He poisons them and keeps the antidote away from them until they bring a machine that can reprogram Nova helmets. They bring him that, and then Sam gives up his helmet to him so he can become a Nova again and kind of terrorize the universe and things like that, all while he's feeding Sam these what we find later to be lies about his dad being a killer and a thief and things like that. And this book is just really fun. We get the resolve that we wanted. We find out that Adamax is just a jerk liar about stuff. And we finally get to see Jesse, Sam's dad, again. We finally see him and where he is. Sam knows where he is now. And that's going to be the next arc, pretty much, is saving his dad. At least that's what they've set up so far. And and we also get to see Cosmo again in this book. I love that character now. If you don't know who Cosmo is and you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmo is the dog that's in the astronaut suit. So that was a real character if you're not familiar. And he's in this book, and he actually can telepathically speak, and he's a telepathic dog in a spacesuit. So that's Nova issue number 20. Just a fun book, and I really enjoy it. The next book we have here is a number 1. This was really, really good, and it's the Fade Out issue number 1 by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, kind of the masters of noir, and this really sets a good setting of 1940s Hollywood, kind of the parties and the sex and whatever you expect there to be in Hollywood, there is in this book. And we follow kind of our main character, Charlie, I believe his name is. Charlie Parrish is our main character, and we follow him throughout, kind of him trying to remember what happened at a party or just kind of remember what happened the night before, since he was at a big party and he got pretty drunk and all this kind of stuff, and he's having a hard time remembering. And when he leaves his room, he finds the star actress Valerie Summers in his movie that he wrote, dead in his living room. Or no, dead in her living room, and he's at her apartment. So he freaks out naturally, doesn't know what happened, and the rest of the issue is kind of people finding out and being shocked, or just their reactions to things, and then subsequent kind of cover up of the murder, really, by the security team of the movie studio, saying that she committed suicide, and just things are taking a big turn. And then what happens last in this book is pretty huge. And if you like noir and criminal dramas and things like that, this is definitely a really good book. Just a lot of good atmosphere in this book. I just love the setting. The characters are really interesting. The art is great. And the story is shaping up to be a really good one already from the first issue. So the Fade Out, issue number 1, was freaking awesome. Next book I have is Miss Marvel, issue number 7. This was definitely very, very close to being my pick of the week. It just got nicked out very slightly, so this could really go either or on pick of the week. But Miss Marvel, issue number 7, wraps up this story arc with Wolverine, and I love the cover, the kind of selfie that they took. Not like the DC selfie variants that are coming out. This is actually, kind of funny and cool. And this issue, we find out that Wolverine is also tracking down the inventor, this kind of bird clone of Thomas Edison, and it's ridiculous. And the book even acknowledges how ridiculous that is. But anyways, Kamala finds out that Wolverine's also tracking down the inventor because the inventor had kidnapped one of Wolverine students. So they're both on the same trail, and they both team up to kind of look for the inventor and fight these ultra mega alligators that are in the sewers, that are like humongous alligators. And it's just really fun. The whole book itself is just a lot of fun. Kind of the back and forth between Kamala and Wolverine is great. The way they kind of team up together is awesome. Just the dialogue itself was so strong, and the character interaction, and kind of their problem solving, and just the art itself. Everything about this book, it's not a hugely great story, but because it's so fun and the writing is so good, it makes what could be a very normal story into a great story and very interesting. And it uses this kind of Wolverine, because the death of Wolverine is coming up. So I'm imagining Wolverines popping up in books to kind of get people set up and kind of use Wolverine more before they kind of take him away. The writer G Wilson, I don't know her first name, but she does just a great job using Wolverine for this title, for this story, and kind of setting it up for what is true about Kamala is that she's an Inhuman, technically. She's an Inhuman, and now people are aware of that. So this is definitely going to be setting up some further things with this book that is going to be really interesting, and I just love this title. One of the best books at Marvel right now. And then my final book, which again just edged out Miss Marvel for pick of the week by a little bit, just by the end of this book, and that is Daredevil issue number 7. And yeah, I know Daredevil is always my pick of the week, so maybe I'm being a little biased, but this wraps up a 2-issue arc of Matt having met his mom and also being affected by the Watcher's eye explosion, and in seeing what he thought to be his dad domestically abusing his mom, and kind of putting the pieces together that's why his mom left, kind of abandoned them, because his dad had been abusive to her. And so he goes to ask questions, and then while she's trying to ask questions, there's this big Wakandan kind of under the table deal with a rogue military officer for whatever going down, where his mother kind of finds out about it. Her and 2 other nuns, they get secretly arrested and taken to Wakanda. Daredevil follows to Wakanda, kind of takes on the Queen, and really it's just a short 2-issue arc of kind of a seek and rescue story. Rescues his mom, kind of outwits the Queen of Wakanda, and but what makes this book so good is when we find out the truth behind the reason that his mom left. And it's something that Marvel does a lot, and it's to bring real issues in the world into their books. And so this whole story was actually a story about postpartum depression. His mom suffered postpartum depression, and actually the memory that Matt saw when the Watcher's eye blew up was not his dad attacking his mom. It was his mom attacking his dad and baby Matt, and her actually failing and slipping and falling and hurting herself. And then she ran out to protect Matt from her. And I like how Marvel tackles serious, real issues like that. And in the back of the book, in the letters page, they have a bunch of information and websites you can visit to gain more information about postpartum depression and things like that. So that is what made Daredevil issue number 7 my pick of the week. And on that note, that's all the books I have. Got nothing else to really say. So on that note, again, I'm Wellington signing off for the Comic Book Lowdown. See you guys next time.